When the lights turn off, your mind turns on. But tonight, God speaks. You don't have to fight anxiety. Sit with me. The table is set, right here in the presence of every fear. This is not a night of striving. This is a night of sacred rest. Come, the table is waiting. Heavenly Father, as this night wraps itself around me, I bring every worry, every anxious thought, and every unspoken fear into your holy presence. I surrender my need to control what I cannot fix. I release the weight that presses upon my heart and mind. Tonight I ask you to meet me at your table. Prepare a place where I can rest, where your peace calms my racing thoughts, and where your voice silences the noise within me. May your presence be my sanctuary. In Jesus' name, amen. Night often stirs what the day tries to bury. When the world grows quiet, anxiety grows louder. The mind replays its fears. Will tomorrow change? Will I fail? Am I enough? It loops endlessly, inviting anxiety to sit beside the bed. In these vulnerable moments, we often feel distant from God. Yet even then, his gentle invitation stands. Come, sit, I've prepared a table for you, even here. Anxiety's presence doesn't signal God's absence. In his kingdom, peace isn't found when trouble disappears, but when his presence fills the trouble. Psalm 23:5 declares, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." God's table isn't set after anxiety leaves, it's laid out in the midst of it. He doesn't wait for calm hearts. He steps into the chaos and welcomes us to commune with him. Anxiety whispers lies, saying everything must be fixed immediately or disaster will strike. It convinces us that our future is hanging by a thread, fragile and ready to collapse. Yet God's voice gently answers, "Be still and know that I am God." Psalm 46:10. Stillness is not failure, it's surrender. And surrender is not weakness, it's trust. The shepherd invites you to release burdens you were never meant to carry. Many feel guilt for their anxiety, as if feeling fear means a lack of faith. But God is not ashamed of your emotions. He created your tender heart. Even Jesus in Gethsemane felt overwhelmed. Emotional honesty is not disobedience, it's an offering. Bring your trembling heart to the table. Tears are safe here. He covers you, even as you tremble. Philippians 4:6-7 offers hope. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. This peace doesn't require understanding, it surpasses it. Even if you can't see how God will work, you can rest in his promise that he will. The shepherd's voice breaks through the storm. While anxiety screams, his whisper brings calm. Jesus says, "My peace I give to you," John 14:27. His peace isn't fragile or conditional. It holds you steady when uncertainty presses in, when waves rise, and when your soul feels too tired to continue. Panic urges you to act immediately, do something now, but wisdom recognizes not every problem needs instant action. Sometimes the most powerful step is sitting at God's table, trusting he is working while you rest. Pope Leo V wrote, "Peace is not escape, it is encounter." Tonight is not about escaping anxiety, but meeting God inside it. Remaining emotionally seated when you feel like running takes great spiritual strength. The enemy stirs emotional chaos, knowing rest is powerful. Rest declares, "I trust God's timing and plan. I release what I cannot control." Sitting at his table proclaims, "My God is still greater." You don't need strength to sit. You need willingness to stay close. Tears may fall tonight, and that is welcomed. Every tear is seen and gathered by God, who collects them tenderly. Psalm 56:8. You don't have to compose yourself to approach him. Come weary, broken, exactly as you are. God doesn't require your strength. He invites your presence. As you come, his arms enfold you, his presence sustains you, and his peace floods your soul. God's message tonight is simple. Your table is ready. This table isn't for the perfect, but for the present. You are here, and that's enough. The shepherd sits with you, blesses the bread, pours the cup, and anxiety loosens its grip. Fear loses its appetite as divine peace enters the room. Even in silence, God remains. His nearness holds you even when words seem absent. Trust His silent embrace tonight. Breathe deeply. Inhale His promises. Exhale anxiety's lies. Each breath declares that you are safe in His care. What anxieties am I bringing to God's table tonight? How can I practice sitting emotionally with God instead of striving? Where have I mistaken God's silence for His absence? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. The peace of God which transcends all understanding will guard my heart and mind. Philippians 4:7. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. Psalm 91:4. If this night prayer has brought you peace, share it with someone who needs God's message tonight. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join our growing prayer community where burdens are shared and faith is strengthened together. Anxiety often arrives uninvited, like a guest pulling up a chair at your table just when you're trying to rest. But tonight, God wants you to see something different. This isn't a table of torment. It's a table of communion. Psalm 23:5 whispers its truth again. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. God prepares this table not after the battle, but during it. Anxiety may surround you, but it does not own you. Fear may breathe heavily beside you, but it does not sit at the head of this table. The head belongs to your shepherd, who presides over your soul with peace that steadies trembling hands. He does not demand your perfection. He invites your presence. Even here, while fear still lingers, the table remains set. God is not waiting for your anxiety to leave. He prepares His feast right in the midst of it. We often imagine that peace will come once the problems are solved, once everything feels safe again. But God's table challenges that thought. He invites you into peace, not when the storm passes, but while the storm rages. This is the mystery of His presence. Peace that confounds human logic. Calm that isn't earned, but gifted. Philippians 4:6-7 assures you of this supernatural reality. You can bring your anxious heart, lay every fear before Him, and in return receive peace that guards your mind beyond comprehension. This is the kind of peace that doesn't require you to figure out how or when everything will resolve. It is enough to know that God is seated with you, breaking the bread of comfort, pouring the cup of assurance, and gently whispering, "You are safe here." Your mind may still race, your heart may still tremble, but neither one disqualifies you from this table. God understands the weight you carry tonight, the sleeplessness, the uncertainty, the racing thoughts that refuse to quiet. He sees it all, yet still calls you closer. Psalm 91:1-2 reminds you, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty." Rest is not pretending you're fine. It's knowing who holds you when you're not. The enemy hopes you'll run from God when anxiety arises, but God draws you near. Your weakness is not a barrier. It's an open invitation for grace to cover you completely. Pope Leo XIV once said, "Peace is not escape, it is encounter." This is the holy invitation before you tonight. Rather than fleeing your emotions, you are being called to sit still and encounter God in the very place where fear once ruled. Panic often lies, telling you that you must do something, fix something, control something. But spiritual wisdom knows that sitting in God's presence is the greatest action you can take when fear presses in. The enemy's strategy is to stir your emotions into exhaustion. God's strategy is to anchor you in His stillness, allowing His peace to do the fighting while you simply remain. Even as anxiety circles you, the shepherd spreads his tablecloth and says, "Stay, eat, be nourished." Fear cannot occupy the same space where peace is actively received. The table is not set for the perfect or the unafraid. It's set for the weary. Each breath you take at this table is a declaration that you are not abandoned. Every moment spent in His presence is a quiet victory over the storm. Anxiety may knock at the door, but it cannot sit where God has established His throne in your heart. Tonight, you are not striving, you are receiving. You are not fighting, you are being held. What is God inviting me to release tonight? How can I allow His table to nourish me in my weariness? Where have I allowed anxiety to take the seat only God deserves? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. The peace of God which transcends all understanding will guard my heart and mind. Philippians 4:7. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91:1. If this night prayer has brought peace to your heart, share it with someone who needs God's comfort. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing community where faith is strengthened and hearts are healed together. Many believers carry silent guilt for feeling anxious, as if anxiety is evidence of spiritual failure. But tonight, hear the truth. Anxiety is not sin. Your emotions do not disqualify you from God's presence. In fact, your vulnerability draws Him nearer. He is not ashamed of your trembling heart. He welcomes it. Jesus Himself, on the night before His crucifixion, was deeply troubled. In Gethsemane, He wept, overwhelmed by sorrow, yet fully surrendered to the Father's will. Your emotions are not proof of weak faith, but proof of your humanity. God invites you to bring your whole self, including your anxious mind and racing heart, into His presence. At this table, you do not have to pretend. Tears are permitted. Fear is acknowledged. But neither will have the final word, because you are not abandoned in them. You are being held by a God who understands every beat of your heart. Anxiety often speaks with urgency, pressing you to resolve what was never yours to control. Its voice is demanding, its pace exhausting. But God does not rush you. His table is not a place of panic, but of patience. While anxiety demands performance, God offers presence. You are not required to solve everything tonight. You are only asked to sit and receive. This is why Philippians 4:6-7 is so powerful. It shifts your focus from solving to surrendering. In every anxious situation, God invites prayer, petition, and thanksgiving. The outcome is peace beyond understanding. His peace guards your mind not because the problems disappear, but because His presence overwhelms them. You are safe, not because circumstances are perfect, but because God sits beside you at the table. Every breath you take in His presence is a quiet defiance against the pressure to fix what only He can carry. The enemy wants you to believe that panic means prophecy, that your worst fears will surely come true. But panic is not prophetic. It is not God's voice speaking. The shepherd's voice is calm, steady, and true. He says, "My peace I give you," John 14:27. This peace does not come from the world's fragile systems, but from the eternal heart of God. Even when anxiety shouts, His whisper cuts through the noise. Tonight, as you rest, remember that the enemy thrives on urgency and fear. But God operates on eternal timelines, never rushed, never shaken. You do not need to match anxiety's frantic pace. You only need to match God's rhythm of rest. This night is not about striving or fixing. It is about receiving. Your surrender opens the door for God's peace to flood your soul. Anxiety loses its grip when you rest in the assurance that God is already working. What lies has anxiety spoken over me that I need to release? How can I tune my heart to the shepherd's steady voice tonight? In what areas am I still trying to fix what God has already taken responsibility for? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard my heart and mind. Philippians 4:7. My peace I give to you. John 14:27. If this night prayer has spoken to your heart, share it with someone who needs God's comfort. Leave your prayer or testimony in the comments and become part of this growing prayer family where burdens are lifted and faith is strengthened together. Pope Leo Decorus once spoke words that pierced through the fog of anxiety. Peace is not escape, it is encounter. This truth transforms how you see your sleepless nights. Instead of battling to silence your anxious thoughts, you are invited to encounter God right in the center of them. Panic urges you to flee, but God's peace invites you to remain. Remaining seated in the presence of God while anxiety circles requires more strength than running. The world may teach you to escape your emotions, but the Spirit teaches you to sit still under God's covering. The shepherd leads you into still waters even as the storm rages nearby. His stillness is not absent of danger, but filled with divine authority. Tonight, God invites you to meet Him in the place where fear once held you captive, and in that encounter you'll discover a peace that doesn't remove the storm but steadies your soul within it. Remaining emotionally seated becomes an act of spiritual warfare. Anxiety stirs the mind, hoping you'll spiral into panic, but every moment you stay seated, you resist the enemy's scheme. Rest becomes your weapon. It declares, "I trust God's timing. I relinquish my demand for control." The shepherd is not pacing nervously, he is seated beside you. His calm sets the tone for your soul. Every anxious thought that rises can be laid at his feet. You don't have to manage every outcome tonight. God's presence is your refuge and his timing is always perfect. As your body breathes in this truth, anxiety's grip weakens. Your soul exhales its burden, knowing that even if the situation remains unresolved, God's sovereignty never wavers. You are safe, not because the storm has passed, but because God's hand steadies you within it. The table God sets isn't one of pressure or obligation, it is a table of grace. You don't need to arrive perfect, polished, or composed. You come as you are, trembling, weary, uncertain, and God welcomes you fully. He blesses the bread before you, reminding you of His provision. He pours the cup, reminding you of His covenant. Anxiety cannot share this table. Fear may stand nearby, but it is not seated where God reigns. Every breath you take is an act of holy defiance, a declaration that you choose peace over panic, presence over performance. This table is not earned. It is prepared. Even as your heart still races, even as your mind still circles unanswered questions, God's presence remains steady, faithful, unchanging. Tonight, you don't have to fix anything. You simply have to remain where God has invited you, under His covering, at His table, receiving His peace. What anxieties have I carried to this table that I need to lay down? How is God calling me to remain seated emotionally instead of striving? Where am I still trying to solve what He's already promised to handle? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard my heart and mind. Philippians 4:7. Leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. Psalm 23:3. If this night prayer has quieted your spirit, share it with someone who needs to encounter God's peace. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing community where God's presence meets every anxious heart. There is healing even in your tears. So often we try to suppress our emotions, believing that strong faith means perfect composure. But God welcomes your tears. They are not signs of failure, but symbols of surrender. Psalm 56:8 tells us that God collects every tear in His bottle. Not one escapes His notice. Tonight, as tears fall quietly onto your pillow, know that God sees each one and draws near. You don't have to explain or justify your sorrow. The shepherd understands the deep places your words cannot reach. In His presence, your tears are transformed from symbols of pain into offerings of trust. Each drop carries the silent prayer of your heart, and each one is met with the tenderness of a father who holds you as you weep. His comfort does not demand your composure, it simply requires your presence. At this table, you are not asked to deny your feelings, but to bring them into God's light. Your trembling hands, your restless thoughts, your exhausted soul, all are welcome here. God's peace does not depend on your ability to silence your emotions, but on His unchanging nature. The shepherd who prepared this table does not flinch at your weakness. Instead, He draws closer. His rod and staff comfort you, not because you have strength, but because He does. Tonight, you don't have to pretend everything is under control. God honors honesty far more than performance. He meets you exactly where you are, wraps you in His presence, and reminds you that you are safe. Your vulnerability becomes the doorway through which His perfect peace enters. God's message for you tonight remains simple. Your table is ready. Anxiety may linger in the shadows, but it cannot occupy the place God has reserved for you. This table was not prepared for the fearless, but for the faithful, those willing to sit even while fear whispers nearby. The shepherd blesses the bread, pours the cup, and looks you in the eyes, reminding you that He is with you. Every bite you take is nourishment for your weary soul. Every sip reminds you that His covenant holds firm. As you sit, anxiety loses its strength, and fear's voice fades beneath the steady rhythm of God's heartbeat beside you. You are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are deeply loved and completely covered. What emotions have I tried to hide from God that He's inviting me to bring into His presence? How can I allow my tears to become prayers of surrender? Where have I mistaken vulnerability for weakness instead of seeing it as an invitation to receive His peace? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. Psalm 56:8. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard my heart and mind. Philippians 4:7. If this night prayer has comforted you, share it with someone who needs to feel God's embrace. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments, and join this growing community where honesty meets healing and souls find rest. Anxiety often builds its power through breathlessness, through the racing heartbeat, the shallow breathing, the tightening chest. But God, in His kindness, offers a simple yet powerful gift to anchor you: your breath. Every breath can become a quiet act of trust, a gentle exchange between your fear and His peace. Inhale and receive His promises. Exhale and release your anxieties. This rhythm isn't a ritual of escape, but an invitation to remain grounded in God's presence. As you focus on each breath, your nervous system quiets, your racing thoughts slow, and your soul aligns with heaven's calm. This is not simply mindfulness, it is sacred communion. God breathes life into your weary spirit with every inhale. Tonight, let your breathing become your prayer, a steady surrender that allows God's peace to permeate places anxiety once controlled. His Spirit breathes over you, whispering you are safe here. This moment of breathing invites you to remember that peace is not earned through control, but received through release. The world tells you to hold your breath, brace yourself, and prepare for the worst. But God calls you to soften, to open your hands, and to trust Him, even when solutions remain unseen. As your body breathes deeply, your spirit begins to rest in the truth that God carries what you cannot. Every breath declares, I am not alone, my shepherd is here. Even while circumstances remain unresolved, His peace floods spaces that fear once occupied. You are not powerless in this moment. You are resting in the strength of the one who never slumbers, who watches over you with unceasing care. This is holy ground, and your breath becomes worship. God's peace doesn't wait for your situation to change. It meets you in the middle of uncertainty. Each breath carries you deeper into the safety of His covering. The table He has prepared remains steady, unshaken by the storms surrounding you. Fear may whisper its threats, but it cannot overturn what God has established. The shepherd guards this place of communion with you. As you breathe, you're not ignoring reality. You're inviting divine reality to take precedent. His peace becomes the greater truth, quieting every accusation, every fearful projection. Tonight, God's invitation remains: sit, breathe, receive my peace. You do not need to strive for answers. You simply need to stay in His presence, where every breath brings healing. What anxious patterns am I holding in my body that God is inviting me to release tonight? How can my breathing become an act of surrender to His peace? Where is God calling me to let go of control and trust His steady hand? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. He Himself gives everyone life and breath and everything else. Acts 17:25. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard my heart and mind. Philippians 4:7. If this night prayer has brought rest to your soul, share it with someone longing for God's peace. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing family where breath becomes prayer and hearts find healing. Anxiety cannot feast where peace is served. The table God has prepared for you is not shared with fear. It is reserved entirely for you and for His presence. Fear may still try to linger around the edges, but it cannot sit where God reigns. The more you receive His peace, the less space anxiety finds to occupy. This isn't about forcing yourself to feel calm, but allowing God's peace to expand within you, gradually pushing fear out. His perfect love drives out fear, not through pressure, but through presence. Tonight, as you sit at this sacred table, picture anxiety losing its grip, slipping away as God's peace takes its rightful place. You are not at war with your emotions. You are at rest in your shepherd's embrace. The more you receive, the stronger your peace becomes, and the quieter fear's voice grows. Every moment you choose to sit in God's presence rather than fight the storm on your own is a moment of victory. Anxiety demands reaction, but God invites reception. You don't need to perform to earn this peace. You only need to stay present. With every moment at the table, your soul is nourished and fear is weakened. The shepherd gently feeds you with His promises, pouring His goodness into every part of your being. Even as thoughts attempt to rise, His word answers them with truth. You are safe here. You are covered. You are not abandoned in this battle. God has already made provision for every need, even those you cannot yet name. His peace flows like a gentle river, surrounding your mind, steadying your heart, and strengthening your spirit. The feast God offers isn't consumed all at once. He provides portion by portion, grace for each moment. You don't have to force yourself to swallow more than you can handle tonight. The shepherd knows your limits. He knows when your soul needs nourishment and when it needs simple rest. Tonight, allow His grace to meet you where you are. You don't have to figure everything out before you can receive His peace. Simply take what He offers now, trusting that tomorrow's portion will come when you need it. Anxiety tries to overwhelm by showing you the whole mountain. God invites you to take one gentle step, one quiet breath, one small bite. His mercies are new every morning, and tonight they meet you right where your fears once stood. What areas of my life have I allowed anxiety to sit at God's table? How is God teaching me to receive His peace, portion by portion? Where can I release my demand to fix everything tonight and simply receive His provision? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. Perfect love drives out fear. Psalm John 4:18. The peace of God which transcends all understanding will guard my heart and mind. Philippians. If this night prayer has strengthened your heart, share it with someone in need of God's peace. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing prayer family where hearts are nourished and peace multiplies. You can cry and still be covered. This is a truth your soul desperately needs to embrace tonight. Tears are not a sign that God has left you or that your faith is weak. On the contrary, they are often evidence that your soul is still alive, still longing, still believing enough to bring your pain before the one who can hold it. The shepherd who prepared this table for you never turns away from your tears. He draws closer to collect them. Psalm 56:8 reminds you that every tear you shed is gathered by God, recorded and remembered. Nothing escapes His loving attention. Tonight, as your tears silently fall, know that heaven is fully aware of your pain. The enemy may whisper that your tears mean defeat, but God declares that your tears are sacred offerings. They are invitations for His comfort to enter the deepest chambers of your heart. There is a profound mystery in how God meets you in these vulnerable moments. He does not wait for you to compose yourself or pretend you're fine. His comfort doesn't require you to mask your sorrow. Instead, He steps into your brokenness, wraps His arms around your trembling frame, and whispers, "I am here." Tonight, your table is not empty. The shepherd sits beside you, fully present in your struggle, fully aware of your exhaustion. He is not disappointed in your weakness. He rejoices in your willingness to come to Him. His presence transforms your tears into prayers, your sighs into worship, your weariness into resting places for His Spirit. You do not have to fear your vulnerability, for it is in your weakness that His strength is made perfect. Fear often convinces you that you must fix yourself before God can intervene. But grace meets you where you are, not where you think you should be. The shepherd's covering is not earned through strength, but received through surrender. Even as tears blur your vision, His peace remains steady. You do not have to explain every fear or justify every emotion. God already knows. He understands the hidden anxieties, the silent disappointments, the unspoken regret. He sees the questions you can't answer and the burdens you can't lay down on your own. His invitation tonight is simple. Come as you are, sit at His table. Let Him be the shepherd who carries what you cannot. There is no need to hide your trembling. Scripture gives countless examples of God drawing near to the brokenhearted. Psalm 34:18 declares, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." This closeness is not dependent on emotional strength, but on honesty. When your spirit feels crushed under the weight of life's uncertainties, God comes even closer. His covering shields you from the weight you feel incapable of bearing. He places His hand upon your shoulder, not to press you down, but to steady you. Every tear that falls becomes a declaration of dependence on His grace, an acknowledgement that you were never meant to carry this alone. Tonight, in your most fragile place, God remains your firm foundation. Your tears carry language that words cannot form. They speak of disappointments too complex to verbalize, of fears too raw to articulate. Yet God hears them all. Romans 8:26 reminds us that even when we do not know what to pray, the Spirit intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. As your tears fall, the Holy Spirit translates every unspoken cry into prayers that reach the Father's heart. There is no barrier between your sorrow and God's understanding. You are fully seen, fully known, and fully embraced. Your tears do not repel Him, they draw Him closer. He bends low to collect every drop, to meet you in your mourning, and to breathe peace into the aching spaces of your soul. The covering God offers is not fragile. It is strong, stable, and unwavering. Psalm 91:4 declares, "He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart." This covering shields you not just from external threats, but from the internal storms raging within. Tonight, as anxiety whispers its lies and fear presses in, God's wings spread wide over you. His presence becomes your shelter, His faithfulness your defense. You may feel weak, but you are fully protected. Even as tears continue to fall, you remain under the safety of His wings, where no enemy can snatch you from His hand. There is great strength in remaining seated at this table while your emotions swirl. The world often teaches you to suppress, to distract, to run, but God teaches you to stay, to sit, to breathe, to allow His presence to do what your striving never could. Remaining seated while tears fall is an act of faith, a declaration that even in sorrow you trust His sovereignty. Every moment you remain under His covering weakens anxiety's hold and strengthens your soul. This is where true healing begins, not in perfect composure, but in sacred surrender. You don't have to wait for your emotions to settle before you rest in Him. He welcomes you into his peace right in the center of your storm. Even as you sit at this table tonight, your mind may still battle with lingering fears. What if this never changes? What if I remain stuck? What if healing doesn't come? These questions can feel overwhelming, but God's response remains steady. I am with you. His presence is not contingent on your circumstances improving. His peace is not dependent on immediate answers. He walks with you through the questions, through the waiting, through the nights when clarity feels far away. The table he has prepared is not temporary. It is an ongoing invitation to trust him daily, moment by moment, tear by tear. The shepherd who sits with you tonight has walked this road before you. Jesus knows the weight of sorrow, the ache of waiting, the sting of betrayal, the heaviness of unanswered prayers. In Gethsemane, his sweat fell like drops of blood as he wrestled with the Father's will. He understands every ounce of pain you feel because he has carried it himself. This is why he can meet you so tenderly at your table tonight. His empathy is not distant, it is deeply personal. He has walked where you walk and now sits beside you, offering not just sympathy but supernatural strength. What tears am I holding back that God is inviting me to release tonight? How can I allow my vulnerability to become a doorway for God's comfort? Where have I believed the lie that my sorrow separates me from God's presence? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. Psalm 56:8. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. Psalm 91:4. If this night prayer has brought comfort to your heart, share it with someone who needs God's embrace. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing prayer family where tears are met with tenderness and hearts find healing in his presence. God's message for you tonight is simple and profound. Your table is ready. This table, prepared in the presence of your fears, is not a distant promise. It's a present reality. Even as anxiety lingers at the edges of your mind, the shepherd stands at the head of this table, inviting you to sit. You do not need to feel ready to be here. Your willingness to come is enough. The enemy tries to convince you that your worries disqualify you from receiving God's peace. But God invites you as you are. The presence of fear does not negate the preparation God has made for you. His table stands firm in the middle of your circumstances. Tonight you sit not as a guest uncertain of their place, but as a beloved child welcomed by your Father. The shepherd's voice cuts through the noise, whispering, "Your table is ready. Come and be filled." As you sit, the atmosphere around you shifts. Anxiety may still circle, whispering its threats, but it cannot occupy the seat prepared for you. The shepherd takes his place at the table, and with every breath you draw, his peace grows stronger. The bread is broken before you, a reminder of Christ's sacrifice, a symbol of provision not just for your body but for your soul. The cup is poured, a covenant sealed in his blood, promising you that his love will never run dry. Each element speaks directly to your deepest fears: provision for your needs, forgiveness for your failures, and companionship for your loneliness. This is not just a meal, it is a declaration of God's unchanging faithfulness in the face of life's uncertainty. The presence of God at this table silences the accusations of the enemy. Where anxiety once ruled, peace now reigns. Each moment you remain seated pushes back the storm, inch by inch. Your willingness to stay is your victory. You are not striving, you are receiving. The shepherd does not expect you to force peace into your heart. He simply invites you to remain in his presence while he does the work. Even as fears attempt to rise, his spirit answers them with truth. I am with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. This table is not temporary or fragile. It is a sanctuary, a place you can return to each night, knowing that no matter what the day has held, his peace remains constant. Anxiety often tempts you to believe that rest is irresponsible, that peace means you're ignoring reality. But true peace acknowledges the reality of your circumstances while placing them into the hands of the only one capable of carrying them. The shepherd's invitation to sit at his table is not an invitation to denial, but to divine perspective. As you release control, your vision clears. You see not just the threats, but the one who sits with you, whose presence outweighs every fear. The enemy may continue to shout, but his voice grows distant as you remain anchored in God's presence. The shepherd spreads his covering over you, shielding your mind from panic and your heart from despair. Each time you choose to sit rather than strive, your soul is nourished. The shepherd feeds you with his word, reminding you of his promises. I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Jeremiah 29:11. Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you. For my power is made perfect in weakness. 1 Corinthians 12:9. These promises become the bread you eat, the cup you drink, sustaining you in the face of uncertainty. You do not sit at this table empty-handed. You are filled with hope, peace, and reassurance that God's hand is steady even when life feels unstable. The shepherd knows your pace. He does not rush you through this meal. You do not need to consume everything tonight. His grace is portioned perfectly for this moment, and tomorrow's mercies will meet you when you awaken. Anxiety overwhelms by trying to force you to carry the weight of tomorrow today, but God invites you to rest here, in this moment, trusting that his provision will meet you daily. Just as manna fell fresh each morning for the Israelites, God's peace will meet you fresh each night. You are not asked to solve tomorrow's troubles tonight. You are asked only to remain seated under his covering now. Though tears may still flow, they no longer signal defeat. They become streams of surrender, carrying your burdens to the feet of the shepherd who never tires of holding them. As you sit at his table tonight, let your tears fall freely, knowing they are met with divine compassion. The shepherd gathers each one and responds not with impatience but with endless mercy. You are safe here. You are not judged for your sorrow but embraced in it. His table remains steady beneath you, the shepherd unwavering beside you, his peace expanding within you with every breath you release into his care. What fears have kept me from fully sitting at the table God has prepared? How is God inviting me to surrender my need for control tonight? Where do I need to trust his portion of grace for this moment instead of fearing tomorrow? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you. For my power is made perfect in weakness. Parochio, Corinthians 12:9. If this night prayer has brought peace to your spirit, share it with someone who needs God's comfort. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing community where hearts find rest and souls are strengthened by his unfailing presence. Silence is not absence. In the darkest hours, when your prayers seem unanswered and God feels distant, his nearness remains constant. The shepherd who prepared this table does not abandon his seat when your heart feels empty. Instead, his presence grows even more intimate in the silence. While anxiety interprets quietness as divine distance, faith knows that God speaks most powerfully in stillness. His silence is not neglect, but a sacred space where your soul learns to lean more fully on his unchanging character. Tonight, though your mind craves answers, God offers himself as the answer. You are not waiting for him to arrive. He is already here, seated beside you, holding you through the quiet, anchoring your soul beneath the weight of your questions. Anxiety often amplifies uncertainty, convincing you that silence means abandonment. But God is never absent from his children. Even when heaven feels silent, his spirit remains active within you. Like the calm that settles after a storm, his peace enters quietly, without fanfare, slowly filling every anxious corner. You may not hear the answers you long for, but you can rest in the assurance that the shepherd's hand has not let go. Psalm 139 verse 10 reminds you that there is nowhere you can go where God's presence does not reach. Whether in fear or in faith, in clarity or in confusion, He remains by your side. The silence that once frightened you now becomes a sanctuary where your soul can finally rest. Sometimes God withholds words because His presence alone is enough. He knows that answers may bring temporary relief, but His nearness brings lasting peace. The shepherd is teaching you to trust beyond what you see and hear. In this silent space, He is strengthening your faith, anchoring your identity, not in outcomes, but in relationship. The enemy may try to stir doubt in the stillness, but each breath you take at this table becomes a quiet declaration of trust. Even if I don't hear Him, I know He is here. This is the maturity of faith, to remain seated even when the room feels quiet, believing that your shepherd is closer than ever before. The silence also teaches you to listen differently. You begin to hear the soft rhythms of grace, the steady beat of your heart sustained by His hand, the calm of your breathing as His Spirit steadies your soul, the quiet whispers of Scripture reminding you of His promises. The shepherd speaks not always in dramatic signs, but often in the gentle consistency of His care. Each sunrise, each breath, each moment of unexpected peace becomes His soft voice saying, I have not left you. As you sit quietly at His table tonight, allow yourself to be wrapped in this quieter kind of assurance. Let the absence of words become the presence of peace. Anxiety wants you to believe that progress comes through striving, but God shows you that true progress often comes through stillness. While you sit at His table, unseen victories are unfolding. Healing is taking root, strongholds are being broken, and your soul is learning endurance. Though it feels passive, this sitting is profoundly active in the spiritual realm. The shepherd wars on your behalf while you simply remain under His covering. You are not failing by sitting still. You are allowing God to work where you cannot. The more you release, the more space His peace fills. And in this divine exchange, your anxious heart is slowly transformed into one that rests, even when answers remain unseen. Each night you return to this table, you are training your soul in the rhythm of trust. Like waves smoothing a shoreline, God's peace gradually reshapes the anxious patterns within you. Tonight may not bring the answers you long for, but it brings something greater. Assurance that you are held by the one who holds all things together. The shepherd's hand remains steady, his eye fixed on you with unwavering love. You are not waiting alone in this silence. You are sitting with the one who never leaves your side. This is the depth of communion, to be fully seen, fully known, fully loved, even in the unanswered places. Even when your mind wrestles in the night, your spirit can rest. God invites you not to understand everything, but to trust His understanding. His silence is not void, but fullness, a space where you are no longer distracted by words, but overwhelmed by His presence. As you sit tonight, allow your heart to soften into His embrace. Let His steady breath calm your own. The shepherd remains beside you, whispering not with words, but with nearness. You are mine. You are safe. You are deeply loved. In this silence, healing takes root, trust grows deeper, and your soul learns to breathe freely once again. What fears arise in the silence that God is inviting me to release? How can I allow His quiet presence to become my greatest comfort? Where is God teaching me to rest in His nearness even when I don't feel it? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, even there your hand will guide me. Psalm 139:9-10. If this night prayer has steadied your heart in the silence, share it with someone searching for God's peace. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing community where hearts are comforted and souls find sacred rest. Breathe and bless the moment. In the midst of swirling thoughts and restless emotions, God invites you to a sacred pause. Breathing is not simply a physical act, it becomes a holy rhythm, a gentle exchange between your fragile heart and His steady presence. Each breath carries the opportunity to release fear and receive His peace. Inhale His faithfulness, exhale your worries. Inhale His promises, exhale your need for control. This is not a technique to manipulate emotions, but a sacred posture that opens your soul to His nearness. Tonight, as your chest rises and falls, remember that even your breath is sustained by His hand. Acts 17:25 reminds you that He gives everyone life and breath. You are breathing because God sustains you. Your breath becomes worship, declaring silently, "I trust you." Anxiety accelerates the breath, but peace slows it. When panic tightens your chest, the shepherd invites you to return to this simple practice. His spirit moves with each breath, gently calming the nervous system that anxiety once hijacked. In this quiet exchange, your body and soul realign under the covering of His presence. This breathing prayer becomes an anchor when the waves of fear threaten to rise. You no longer need to fight your thoughts or wrestle with your emotions. You simply return to the breath, allowing each inhale to remind you that God's Spirit fills you, and each exhale to remind you that you are releasing what you were never meant to carry. This is how you bless the moment, by fully inhabiting it under God's watchful care. The shepherd designed this table not only as a spiritual place, but as a safe space for your entire being, body, mind, and soul. You were never meant to separate your physical exhaustion from your spiritual life. God sees your racing heart, your weary muscles, your restless mind. His peace moves through every fiber of your being, bringing rest where tension once ruled. As you breathe tonight, picture His Spirit moving like gentle waves, sweeping away fear, washing over tension, and restoring what anxiety tried to steal. You are not fragile, you are being restored. Even as your body feels the weight of your day, His strength supports you. With every breath, healing unfolds, not always quickly, but always deeply. This sacred breathing isn't a practice for tonight alone. It becomes a rhythm you carry into every moment of fear. When anxiety whispers during the day, return to your breath. When worries rise unexpectedly, return to your breath. With each inhale, you're reminded that the shepherd is near. With each exhale, you release what only He can carry. This simple act grounds you in the truth that God is present, not just in the extraordinary, but in the ordinary movements of your life. He walks with you through every errand, every task, every decision. Peace is not reserved for the night alone. It becomes the atmosphere you carry into your daily walk with Him. Your breath becomes a prayer when words fail. On the nights when you cannot form full sentences, when your emotions swirl too wildly for language, your breathing still speaks. God hears every silent cry embedded within each rise and fall of your chest. Romans 8:26 reminds you that the Spirit intercedes with groanings too deep for words. Even now, as you struggle to articulate your fears, the Holy Spirit interprets your sighs, carrying them to the Father's heart. Nothing is lost. Nothing goes unheard. The shepherd receives every unspoken plea and answers not with formulas, but with Himself. His presence, His peace, His sustaining love. Each breath brings you deeper into surrender. Anxiety feeds on control, but breathing invites release. You cannot control tomorrow's outcomes or untangle every worry tonight, but you can choose to rest in the shepherd's care. With every breath, you lay another burden down. With every exhale, you yield a little more control. This is not weakness, it is worship. Your surrender becomes your strength, and your breath becomes your offering. The shepherd smiles over you, not disappointed by your exhaustion, but delighted by your willingness to trust Him. You are not failing by letting go. You are allowing God to carry what you cannot. The table remains steady beneath you. Though your circumstances may not have changed, your heart is being transformed. The shepherd spreads his peace over you like a blanket, tucking you into his care as the night deepens. His hand remains on you, calming every anxious beat, steadying every racing thought. As you breathe and bless this moment, anxiety's voice grows faint, drowned beneath the steady hum of divine assurance. You are fully known, fully seen, and fully safe. The night no longer holds you hostage. It becomes a sanctuary where you are held by your Father's unshakable peace. What anxieties rise when I try to control what is not mine to carry? How can I allow my breathing to become an act of surrender to God's presence? Where is God inviting me to bless this present moment instead of fearing the next one? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. He himself gives everyone life and breath and everything else. Acts 17:25. The Spirit intercedes for us through wordless groans. Romans 8:26. If this night prayer has helped you breathe deeper in God's peace, share it with someone in need of His calm. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing prayer family where breath becomes worship and hearts find healing. Anxiety cannot feast where peace is served. The table God has prepared for you is not shared with fear. It belongs entirely to the communion between your soul and His presence. Fear may attempt to draw near, circling your thoughts and emotions, but it is never granted a seat. As you sit with the shepherd tonight, His peace becomes a shield that gently pushes fear out of the room. You do not need to exhaust yourself trying to banish every anxious thought. You only need to receive the peace that steadily expands with every moment you remain in His presence. Fear loses its appetite in the presence of divine assurance. The more you allow God's peace to fill you, the smaller anxiety becomes. It shrinks not because you fought harder, but because you stayed longer in the presence of the one who fights for you. God's peace is not fragile or easily disturbed. It does not depend on external calm or perfect outcomes. His peace has authority over every storm, every racing thought, every restless night. Even when anxiety tries to raise its voice, His peace speaks louder, not with force, but with unshakable steadiness. Isaiah 26:3 promises, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you." This perfect peace is not an emotional state you manufacture. It is a gift you receive as you remain seated at His table. Tonight, the shepherd invites you to stop striving, to release your clenched fists, and to allow His peace to flood the places where anxiety once reigned. Fear often deceives you into thinking that you must fix every detail of your life before peace is possible. But the shepherd reminds you that peace is not found at the finish line of resolution. It's found in the resting place of trust. You don't need every question answered or every situation resolved to experience God's calm tonight. He offers peace in the presence of your unanswered prayers, your unfinished stories, 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 your unfinished. As you sit at His table, you are not asked to carry the weight of tomorrow. You are invited to receive His portion of grace for this moment, knowing that His mercies will meet you again when tomorrow arrives. Anxiety feeds on the illusion of control. It convinces you that if you could just solve one more problem, secure one more outcome, or predict one more scenario, you would finally be able to rest. But God's peace flourishes when you release control, when you surrender what you cannot manage into His sovereign hands. Each time you choose to remain seated instead of chasing solutions, you declare, "I trust you, Lord, even here." The shepherd sees the burdens you release and responds not with judgment but with joy. Your surrender allows Him to carry what you were never meant to bear, and in this sacred exchange, His peace multiplies. The table before you remains steady regardless of how many times fear tries to knock. Anxiety may knock loudly, persistently, and even repeatedly, but it has no authority to enter. The shepherd's presence guards your heart like a gatekeeper who refuses to allow fear a seat. Philippians 4:7 promises, "This guarding is not passive, it is a powerful, active defense against the intrusion of fear." While you sit in God's presence, His peace stands guard, keeping anxiety outside the gates of your soul, no matter how loudly it demands to be heard. There is strength in staying seated at this table, even when fear continues to knock. The enemy wants you to believe that your lingering emotions mean God's peace isn't working. But the truth is far deeper. Peace doesn't always erase fear immediately. It displaces it over time as you continue to rest in God's care. The longer you sit, the more fear loses its grip. You are not failing because anxiety still whispers. You are growing stronger every time you choose to remain seated and allow God's peace to answer those whispers with His truth. This table is your place of healing, your place of restoration, and your place of victory. Not through striving, but through abiding. Even as your mind occasionally drifts toward worry, the shepherd gently brings your focus back to his face. His voice is steady, tender, and unwavering. He reminds you, you are safe, you are covered, you are mine. His words do not scold but soothe, drawing your attention away from what you cannot control and back to what He has already secured. Every breath you take in His presence deepens the roots of your trust, anchoring you more firmly in the truth that He is enough for you in this moment and every moment that follows. What areas of my life am I still trying to control instead of trusting God's provision? How is God teaching me to remain seated while fear tries to draw near? Where can I release the pressure to resolve everything and instead receive His portion of peace for tonight? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast. Isaiah 26. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard my heart and mind. Philippians 4:7. If this night prayer has helped you release anxiety's grip and rest in God's peace, share it with someone who needs to hear His calming voice. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing family where peace displaces fear and hearts are held steady in His embrace. To feel that you don't have to finish the meal tonight. The table God has set before you isn't one of pressure or expectation, but one of gentle portion and grace. Anxiety demands that you consume everything at once, that you resolve every problem, answer every question, and carry every burden immediately. But the shepherd knows your limits and invites you to receive only what you can hold tonight. His grace is not all or nothing. It arrives in perfect measure for each moment. Lamentations 3:23 reminds you, His mercies are new every morning. You are not failing because you still feel the weight of unresolved matters. You are being led into a rhythm of dependence where you trust Him to provide what you need for today, knowing He will meet you again tomorrow with fresh strength. Anxiety overwhelms by projecting the entire mountain ahead, showing you every potential obstacle and imagining worst-case outcomes. God, however, leads you one step at a time. Psalm 119:105 says, Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. He doesn't illuminate the entire journey. He offers just enough light for your next step. Tonight, as you sit at His table, you are invited to release the burden of needing to see the full picture. His peace is not contingent on knowing everything. It's built on knowing Him. Trusting the shepherd allows you to lay down the exhausting need for control and receive rest in this present moment. The shepherd knows how to portion His peace to match your pace. You are not asked to force healing, to rush growth, or to pretend strength you do not possess. Like manna in the wilderness, His provision arrives daily, exactly as much as you need, never more, never less. Exodus 16 shows how God provided manna for Israel, teaching them to rely on His daily provision rather than stockpile for the future. Tonight, your portion of peace is enough for now. Tomorrow's portion will arrive when you awaken, faithful and fresh as His morning mercy. You do not need to solve everything tonight. You are allowed to rest in what He's given for this moment. Surrendering to this gentle pace requires humility. It's humbling to admit you cannot carry it all at once, to acknowledge your limited strength and capacity. But in this humility, God meets you with compassion. 2 Corinthians 12:9 whispers to your weary soul, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." The shepherd is not disappointed in your small portions. He rejoices in your willingness to trust Him for each one. Every night you return to this table, He meets you again, faithfully offering what your soul can receive. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are learning to live in the gentle rhythm of grace. When anxiety pressures you to force resolution, remember the shepherd's voice inviting you back to stillness. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. The battle is not yours to fight overnight. The weight of every outcome is not yours to bear. God carries what you cannot. His peace is strong enough to hold what remains unfinished, what still troubles your heart, and what feels too big to handle tonight. Each breath you take at His table becomes a declaration that you trust Him with what remains unresolved. The meal isn't rushed. The portions aren't too heavy. His grace is perfectly tailored to your capacity. This invitation into portioned peace frees you from perfectionism. You no longer need to perform your healing or accelerate your peace to meet a timeline. God is patient with your process. He knows which wounds need time, which fears need tender care, and which burdens require His steady hand. Your pace is safe in His hands. Healing that is rooted in His presence rather than your performance always lasts longer, runs deeper, and brings true rest. Tonight, let go of any inner pressure to hurry through your healing. You are safe in the slowness because you are secure in His hands. As you sit with the shepherd tonight, let your soul breathe, receive what He offers for this moment. Let the unfinished questions remain in His keeping. Release the urge to carry tomorrow's burdens tonight. The shepherd smiles over you, not because you've finished the meal, but because you've chosen to stay at the table. His joy is not in your perfection, but in your presence with Him. Even in your incomplete understanding, you are completely covered by His grace. This table remains open each night, waiting with new mercies to meet you again. Where am I pressuring myself to resolve everything tonight instead of receiving God's portion for now? How can I surrender my timeline and trust His pace for my healing? What burdens is God inviting me to release into His care until tomorrow's new mercies arrive? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. His mercies are new every morning. Lamentations 3:23. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. If this night prayer has helped you release the weight of unfinished burdens, share it with someone who needs to rest in God's perfect pace. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing prayer family where grace meets you gently, portioned. Even in the battle, you are nourished. The presence of struggle does not cancel God's provision. The shepherd does not wait until the war is over to strengthen you. He feeds you in the very middle of it. Psalm 23:5 reminds you again, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. The enemies may still surround you, but they cannot stop the meal. The anxiety, the unanswered questions, the tension that lingers, they are powerless to block the shepherd's hand from placing nourishment before you. You are not left to starve spiritually while you wait for peace. God provides for you in the midst of the storm, offering you strength that anxiety cannot take away and hope that circumstances cannot shatter. This table is His declaration that you are not defeated, even when the battle continues. Anxiety tries to convince you that until everything is resolved, you cannot rest. But God's provision works differently. He feeds your soul even as the waves rise around you. Like manna in the wilderness, His provision shows up daily, even when the journey feels long and uncertain. The Israelites did not have to reach the promised land before God began sustaining them. He fed them every step of the way. In the same way, God is feeding you right now. Even though every prayer may not be answered and every problem may not be solved, His nourishment sustains you one breath, one moment, one day at a time. You do not have to finish the journey to be fed. The table is already set. The shepherd's nourishment reaches deep places that anxiety cannot touch. His peace flows beyond your understanding, strengthening you at the root even as your mind wrestles with fear. Philippians 4:7 promises that His peace will guard your heart and mind. While your circumstances swirl, His Spirit feeds your soul with courage, patience, and a steady assurance that you are held. Each bite of His truth displaces the lies anxiety tries to serve. You are not abandoned. You are not helpless. You are not losing. Even here, in this struggle, you are being strengthened. The nourishment God offers does not depend on you overcoming the battle first. It meets you where you are and carries you forward. In this place of nourishment, God also renews your perspective. The battle may feel overwhelming, but the shepherd lifts your head to see beyond the immediate threats. Isaiah 40:31 reminds you, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles." Tonight, as you sit at this table, God invites you to exchange your heaviness for His renewing strength. You do not have to manufacture this renewal. You simply receive it. Your role is not to force victory, but to remain seated in His presence where renewal flows naturally. Even while the enemies circle, your soul rises above the noise as the shepherd feeds you with what you need most, His sustaining peace. The nourishment God offers also includes rest. Anxiety tries to keep you constantly alert, constantly tense, constantly working, but the shepherd provides not just food, but rest for your weary soul. Matthew 11:28 invites you, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Tonight, as you sit at His table, receive not only strength, but rest. Let your shoulders relax under His covering. Let your mind release its racing loops. Let your breathing slow as His Spirit covers you like a warm blanket. This rest is not earned. It is freely given. You do not have to earn the right to rest. You are invited into it because you belong to Him. Even as the battle lingers, God's nourishment equips you to endure. He feeds you not just for comfort, but for resilience. His strength undergirds your weakness. His wisdom quiets your confusion. His nearness anchors you when the storm feels relentless. The shepherd's table becomes your training ground, where you are fortified for tomorrow's unknowns. Anxiety loses its grip as you realize you are not fighting alone. God is both feeding you and fighting for you. Exodus 14:14 reminds you, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Tonight, as you remain at His table, you are both nourished and defended by His faithful hand. This nourishment also prepares you to comfort others. This same peace that is feeding your soul tonight will one day flow through you to others walking their own battles. Corinthians 1:4 says, "He comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God." The shepherd is not only feeding you for survival, He is equipping you to become a vessel of comfort and hope to others who sit at their own tables of battle. Even now, your quiet surrender is becoming a testimony of His sustaining grace. What battles am I still waiting to finish before I allow myself to receive God's peace? How is God nourishing me even while the struggle remains? Where is He inviting me to stop striving and start receiving His daily provision? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard my heart and mind. Philippians 4:7. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. If this night prayer has strengthened your heart in the midst of your battle, share it with someone who needs God's sustaining peace. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing family where hearts are nourished even while the battles continue. The cup that overflows is God's tender reminder that His provision is never limited to just enough. It exceeds what your weary soul could ever ask or imagine. Psalm 23:5 declares, "You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." In a world where anxiety tells you to brace for scarcity, God lavishes you with abundance. His peace isn't portioned out in barely sufficient sips. It overflows, covering every anxious corner of your heart. You do not have to ration His comfort or fear that you'll run out of strength before morning. The shepherd's supply is endless, flowing over the edges of your fear, soaking every space where anxiety once ruled. Tonight, your cup is not just filled, it overflows with mercy, grace, and rest, drowning out the noise of what-ifs and maybes. Overflow means more than provision. It means saturation. God doesn't merely fill the empty places, He saturates them with His presence so fully that fear cannot regain its footing. The overflow becomes a shield around you, a flood of assurance that your lack will never outpace His supply. Ephesians 3:20 reassures you that God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. This overflow is not dependent on your strength, your faithfulness, or your understanding. It is rooted in His character, His faithfulness, His unchanging love. Even when you feel small, overwhelmed, or unsure, His provision remains abundant, flowing into every place you thought was too far gone. The shepherd doesn't simply pour enough peace for tonight's fears. He pours enough to cover tomorrow's as well. His overflowing cup is His promise that you'll never face a day where His presence falls short. Lamentations 3:22-23 echoes this. Because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for His compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Each day you rise to fresh mercy, fresh comfort, fresh peace. The enemy may try to convince you that you will eventually wear God out with your neediness, but God's nature is infinite. His supply is not depleted by your weakness. It multiplies in response to your need. An overflowing cup also speaks to the nature of God's generosity. He is not stingy with His peace. He is not reluctant to comfort. He doesn't measure out His kindness with caution or reserve. He delights in flooding you with more than enough, more hope, more grace, more rest than you imagined was possible. Isaiah 55:1 invites you to come, all who are thirsty, reminding you that His supply is for anyone willing to receive, regardless of how empty they feel. Tonight, you are not disqualified from this overflow because of your anxiety or doubt. Your emptiness simply makes more room for His abundance to pour in. Even when your situation hasn't changed, His overflow carries you through the waiting. Anxiety often screams for answers, for resolutions, for certainty, but God responds with Himself, offering not a solution but a saturation of His presence. This overflow becomes your steady ground while you wait, while you heal, while you trust. Each drop that spills over your cup seeps into the cracks left by fear, slowly transforming your fragile places into strongholds of peace. What once felt like endless gaps of weakness now become reservoirs of grace, where anxiety has no authority to return. The shepherd's overflowing cup also prepares you for overflow toward others. As He floods you with comfort tonight, He is equipping you to become a vessel of peace for others walking their own sleepless nights. 2 Corinthians 9:8 promises God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. The overflow you receive tonight isn't for you alone. As His peace saturates your spirit, it spills into your relationships, your conversations, your prayers for others who are desperate for the same comfort you're receiving. Your healing becomes a ministry. Your peace becomes a testimony. Overflow also means that anxiety's influence over your life becomes increasingly limited. As God continues to pour into you, fear's grip weakens. What once consumed your thoughts loses power as His abundance claims more and more space in your soul. You begin to experience what Jesus promised in John 10:10. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. This full life isn't one absent of difficulty, but one saturated with divine presence. The shepherd remains by your side, continually pouring, continually steadying, continually covering every place where anxiety once had permission to speak. Even as you sit at this table tonight, the overflow is happening. You may not always feel it, but His grace is pouring into the unseen spaces of your heart. Healing is unfolding in places you thought were permanently broken. Strength is rising in areas that once trembled beneath fear. His peace is expanding far beyond tonight's prayer, preparing you for the days ahead. You are not fragile. You are not on the edge of breaking. You are resting in the overflow of a shepherd whose supply will never run dry. What places in my life feel empty that God is longing to overflow? How is God teaching me to trust in His abundance rather than fear scarcity? Where have I believed that I've exhausted God's patience when His supply remains endless? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Psalm 23:5. His compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Lamentations 3:22-23. God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. Ephesians 3:20. If this night, prayer has helped you rest beneath the overflow of His peace, share it with someone desperate for God's abundance. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing family where grace pours without limit and hearts are covered in His endless mercy. The napkin of mercy is God's gentle reminder that you are not required to carry the stains of anxiety, failure, or shame into tomorrow. As you sit at His table, the shepherd not only prepares your meal and fills your cup, He also wipes away every trace of the burdens you've carried. Each tear that falls, each trembling confession, each anxious thought you've surrendered is gently lifted from you, leaving no residue behind. In John 1:18 speaks softly to your soul. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. The stains that once seemed permanent are no match for His mercy. Tonight, the shepherd leans close, tenderly wiping the remnants of fear from your face, reminding you that His mercy makes all things new. Anxiety often tells you that every failure is final, every mistake permanent. But the napkin of mercy says otherwise. God does not rehearse your past, He redeems it. Each anxious moment you've endured does not define you. Instead, they become opportunities for His grace to work more deeply. Lamentations 3:22. His mercies are new every morning. As this night wraps around you, His mercy wraps tighter, covering what yesterday left behind and preparing your heart to rise with fresh strength. The shepherd's mercy doesn't merely cover your faults, it absorbs them completely, leaving your soul cleansed and your heart at rest. You do not have to strive to deserve this cleansing. The shepherd's mercy flows freely, not as a reward for perfection, but as a gift for surrender. Even now, as you breathe deeply and allow His peace to settle your anxious thoughts, His mercy is at work. Every sigh of exhaustion, every silent plea for help, every tear-soaked pillow becomes a canvas upon which His grace paints new beginnings. Psalm 103:12 assures you, as far as the east is from the west, so far has He removed our transgressions from us. Your stains are not merely covered, they are erased by the hand of mercy that wipes clean what anxiety tried to stain. This mercy also releases you from the pressure of self-condemnation. The enemy thrives on accusing voices, reminding you of every shortcoming and magnifying every anxious spiral. But God's mercy silences those voices. Romans 8:1 declares, "There is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus." Tonight, as you sit at this table, you are not under judgment, but under grace. The shepherd's napkin gently removes not only the outward signs of anxiety, but the inward voices of shame. You are not defined by your past panic attacks, your restless nights, or your emotional struggles. You are defined by the mercy of the one who calls you His own. The napkin of mercy is not only for tonight, it's for every night that follows. Each evening you return to this table, the shepherd meets you again with gentle hands, ready to wipe away what the day has left behind. Whether today was heavy with anxiety or lighter with peace, His mercy remains constant. You are never turned away for needing His cleansing once more. His invitation is always open, His hand always steady, His heart always tender. As you rest under His care, you are continually being renewed, continually being covered, continually being made whole. What stains of anxiety or shame am I still carrying that God is inviting me to release? How can I receive His mercy without trying to earn it? Where have I allowed past failures to define my present peace? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Psalm 23:5. His mercies are new every morning. Lamentations 3:23. There is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. Romans 8:1. If this night prayer has helped you rest beneath the gentle hand of God's mercy, share it with someone who needs to know they too can be made new. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing family where mercy rewrites every story and peace restores every heart. Sit in the presence of peace. Tonight, the shepherd invites you not to strive, not to fix, not to wrestle with every anxious thought, but simply to sit, to rest, to dwell in His presence where striving ceases and your soul finally exhales. Psalm 46:10 whispers, "Be still and know that I am God." In the stillness, His peace moves gently through every corner of your mind, calming the storms that once seemed impossible to quiet. This is not passive waiting, it is active trusting. By sitting here, you declare that God's presence is enough for you, even while circumstances remain unfinished. Anxiety pushes you to feel that sitting still is irresponsible, that unless you are solving, controlling, or predicting, you are somehow failing. But the shepherd gently counters that voice with his own. You don't have to carry this. Let me. Sitting at this table, you surrender what was never yours to bear. His peace doesn't require you to understand the future. It simply asks that you trust the one who holds it. With every breath you release tonight, you exchange control for confidence in His faithfulness. The shepherd's nearness is your security, not your own ability to manage what lies ahead. As you sit in His peace, you allow your body to relax, your heart to soften, and your mind to slow its racing loops. The shepherd surrounds you like a warm blanket, shielding you from the icy grip of fear. Zephaniah 3:17 comforts you. The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In His love, He will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing. Even in silence, God is actively holding you, rejoicing over you, wrapping you in His endless compassion. You are not forgotten. You are not unseen. You are tenderly held. The longer you remain seated at this table, the more anxiety loses its grip. The more your spirit aligns with the truth that you were never designed to battle this alone. Isaiah 30:15 reminds you, in repentance and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength. The shepherd doesn't ask for your perfection. He asks for your presence. And in your presence with Him, He releases strength where there was weakness, clarity where there was confusion, and calm where there was once unrest. Even when fear tries to rise again, you remain anchored in the unchanging steadiness of His peace. Sitting in His peace also allows space for healing to continue its quiet work within you. Healing doesn't always come through grand moments. It often happens in these slow, gentle nights where His Spirit breathes over your soul without hurry. Tonight is part of your healing. Every breath, every pause, every moment you sit quietly with your shepherd moves you one step deeper into the wholeness He is preparing in you. You may not see the change immediately, but roots are growing, strength is being established. Fear is being dismantled, replaced by confidence that rests solely in Him. What areas of my life still resist sitting quietly in God's presence? How is God inviting me to release my urge to control and simply trust His steady hand? Where can I create more space to sit daily at His table of peace? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. If this night's prayer has calmed your spirit, share it with someone who needs to sit in God's presence tonight. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing prayer family where striving ceases and peace fills every anxious heart. John 14:27 carries a gentle but profound promise straight into the heart of your anxiety. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. The peace God offers tonight is not fragile, temporary, or conditional. It isn't dependent on circumstances improving, emotions settling, or outcomes being guaranteed. It flows directly from His heart into yours, a gift freely given, not something you must manufacture or strive to hold. While the world offers brief moments of relief that vanish with the next wave of worry, the peace of Jesus anchors you beyond the surface. Even when storms rage and fears shout, His peace whispers louder, I am here. This peace doesn't promise a life free of hardship. It promises His presence in the midst of it. Anxiety tells you that every unknown threatens your safety, but the peace of Christ assures you that your safety was never rooted in outcomes, but in Him. Colossians 3:15 invites you, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. To let it rule means to allow His peace to sit on the throne where fear once reigned. Tonight you are not ruled by the unknown or the uncontrollable. You are ruled by a King whose authority surpasses every fear and whose love holds you steady even when you feel unsteady. The world's version of peace demands resolution, problems solved, tensions eased, futures secured. God's peace steps into the unresolved places and settles your soul despite what remains unfinished. His peace bypasses your understanding, reaching deeper than what your mind can explain. Philippians 4:7 reminds you that this peace transcends all understanding. You don't need to figure everything out tonight to experience His calm. Instead, you are invited to lay your questions at His feet, trusting that the one who holds tomorrow is already writing a story filled with His goodness and faithfulness, even when you can't yet see its full picture. Receiving this peace is not about perfect faith, but open surrender. You do not need flawless trust to sit at this table tonight. Even the smallest whisper of surrender, Lord, I give this to you, welcomes His peace to pour into the spaces where fear once lived. Like a gentle river, His peace flows into every corner of your mind, softening anxious edges, calming restless thoughts, and assuring your soul that you are safe, even here. As you breathe deeply tonight, His Spirit breathes with you, steadying your heart with every quiet rise and fall of your chest. This peace also protects. While the world's solutions fade and fears return with every new headline or crisis, God's peace stands guard. Philippians 4:7 continues, it will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. His peace becomes a shield around your thoughts, a defense against the relentless whispers of anxiety. While circumstances may shift and emotions may fluctuate, His protection remains constant. Tonight, as you rest, the Shepherd watches over you, not slumbering, not distracted, but fully attentive to your every breath. His peace surrounds you like strong walls, keeping fear at bay while your soul rests in safety. What anxieties am I still trying to solve that God is inviting me to surrender? How can I allow His peace to rule over my heart instead of fear? Where do I need to release my demand for understanding and trust His deeper plan? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. John 14:27. The peace of God which transcends all understanding will guard my heart and mind. Philippians 4:7. If this night prayer has anchored your soul in His peace, share it with someone who longs for this rest. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing prayer family where hearts are steadied and souls are covered in the peace only God can give. Your table is a testimony, Every night you sit at this sacred place, every anxious breath you surrender, every tear you release into God's hands is writing a story far greater than your present struggle. The shepherd's invitation to sit and receive is not only for your healing, but for his glory. 2 Corinthians 1:3-4 reminds you, the God of all comfort comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. Your nights of wrestling and surrender are not wasted. They are becoming a testimony, one that will comfort others walking through storms of their own. Anxiety tells you that your struggle disqualifies you from being useful to God, but the shepherd sees it differently. He takes what the enemy meant to break you and turns it into an instrument of healing. The comfort you receive in these quiet, sacred moments will become the very words of life you speak to others. Your testimony won't be one of perfection or strength, but of God's mercy and faithfulness when you were weak. Psalm 107:2 says, "Let the redeemed of the Lord tell their story." And your story is one where peace invaded panic, where God's mercy overcame fear, and where his table remained steady even when your world felt unstable. Even the unresolved parts of your journey carry purpose. You may still feel fear knocking at times. There may still be sleepless nights when anxiety whispers its old lies. But each time you return to this table, you're testifying again, "My God has sustained me." This ongoing surrender becomes a living declaration that his faithfulness endures. Revelation 12:11 declares, "They triumphed by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony." Your testimony is forming not after the battle, but right in the middle of it. And as you remain at his table, your voice becomes stronger, your roots grow deeper, and his peace becomes more unshakable in your life. Your testimony will also carry authority because it's born from personal encounter. You won't merely speak of concepts, but of the real peace that has met you in your sleepless nights. You will offer others not theories, but living proof that God's presence is sufficient. The comfort you're receiving tonight will one day become comfort you extend to others. Friends, family, even strangers who feel trapped in fear, your testimony will whisper hope into their darkness, just as the shepherd whispers peace into yours now. The shepherd delights in redeeming what once caused you pain. What once was your greatest place of weakness becomes the clearest evidence of his power. 2 Corinthians 12:9 gently reminds you, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." God is not ashamed of your struggle with anxiety. Instead, he's using it as a platform to showcase his sustaining grace. Each night you sit at this table becomes another chapter in your redemption story, a story that glorifies the one who never left your side. What part of my struggle is God turning into a testimony for his glory? How can I encourage others with the comfort I am receiving from God? Where is God inviting me to trust that my story carries purpose even while the battle continues? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. Let the redeemed of the Lord tell their story. Psalm 107:2. My power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. If this night prayer has reminded you of the testimony God is building in your life, share it with someone who needs hope. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing prayer family where personal stories shine light into the darkness and God's faithfulness is celebrated night after night. The benediction of the unafraid is whispered over you tonight. After countless restless nights, anxious thoughts, and silent tears, the shepherd speaks one final word into your soul: peace. You have come to his table night after night, sometimes trembling, sometimes exhausted, sometimes unsure if you could sit one more time. But each time you stayed, you were met by his unwavering presence. And now, his peace has begun to settle more deeply within you, not because the battles have all ended, but because you've learned who holds you in the battle. Isaiah 41:10 reassures you, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God." The shepherd never promised a life without storms. but he promised that you would never face them alone. Tonight, his benediction rests over you, not a dismissal from his table, but a commissioning into the rest of your life as one who carries his peace wherever you go. The same shepherd who met you in your most fragile places now walks before you into tomorrow. His voice whispers gently, "You are not your anxiety. You are my child. My peace is your inheritance. You are no longer enslaved to fear. You are deeply anchored in the unshakable reality that his presence will go with you. Whether the night is quiet or stormy, as you rise from his table, you rise carrying more than just comfort. You carry a new identity as one who has encountered the faithfulness of God. Fear may still attempt to knock on your door, but you are no longer controlled by its voice. Instead, your heart echoes Psalm 27:1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The nights that once felt endless have become places where God's peace grew deep roots in your soul. What once overwhelmed you now serves as proof of his power. The shepherd has sustained you through every wave of anxiety, and his peace will continue to guide you through every step ahead. The benediction of the unafraid does not mean you will never feel anxious again. It means anxiety no longer rules your decisions, your identity, or your hope. You have learned to sit in the presence of peace, to breathe through the racing thoughts, and to trust the shepherd who never leaves your side. His rod and staff still comfort you. His table remains prepared. And when fear tries to rise again, you know exactly where to return, back to his table, where mercy meets you, night after night without fail. Where have I seen God's peace grow stronger in me through these nights of surrender? How is God calling me to walk as one, unafraid, even when fear whispers? Who might need to hear my testimony of God's sustaining peace? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. Do not fear, for I am with you. Isaiah 41:10. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. If this night prayer has marked a turning point in your journey, share it with someone who needs to hear that peace is possible. Leave your prayer request or testimony in the comments and join this growing family where God's peace reigns and his children walk forward unafraid.